Good evening.
Good evening. It's me again, Miss Margaret, from Corona La Linda. Now, originally I was going to talk on other topics, but then I saw this paper from the Chamber of Commerce. It said La Linda residents get much needed help. We didn't need the help in budgeting. We don't need the help in getting our credit scores up. We couldn't have bought our home if our credit score wasn't high enough. We couldn't have gotten into that park if our credit score wasn't high enough, because they do a credit check. Make sure you're going to be able to pay your bill. We worked very hard to get our homes. Some of us came from being homeless. Some of us very low. A court lawyer, Riverside County lawyer, sent me home. I was there to do my jury duty. He sent me home when he canvassed the whole audience, the 150 that were pooled for that jury trial, asking them what was their gross year income. Here's 100,000, 150,000. He gets to me and I answer his question. He says to me, "Ma'am, go home. Continue doing what you're doing, but you're way below poverty. You don't have the time to give to us. You need to go home and keep on earning your way." That hurt that he said that in a public place. But yet we're asking for help to be able to stay. We're not asking for much. We would like the CPI. But our people that took over it state they'll give us the CPI no less than a percentage higher. The CPI could be -3, but no, they're going to give us a charge of 5% or more, depending on which lease we decide to sign. They've only showed us a sample lease so far. It's not the true one, and so in the sample lease it says we have 30 days to sign, but it's not legal until it doesn't say sample. It has our name on it, it has our space number on it, and it has the amount they want to charge us. We're asking for nothing more than the CPI. Oh, Riverside County uses a rent stabilization on the mobile homes. It's 80% of the CPI. 80%. We would be happy if they would get it down to CPI, but they're not going to. We've asked for the help. I know you've tried helping. You've done it your way to help us build our money so we can move. This council, I have heard say to many other people, maybe it's time you moved. I moved to Corona for a reason.
I need you to wrap
I like
it up,
the area.
please.
Thank you, I will. I like this area. I want to stay here. I planned on living my life out here. Maybe 10 more years, maybe 20. But it's getting harder. When you're below poverty already and you're making it work, but someone doesn't want to help you. Thank you.
And then as far as Corona La Linda, I've never heard anybody up here from the council tell the residents to just go ahead and move, so I'm not sure where that came from. I know I've never said it. I don't recall anyone else up here ever saying it. So I think, again, misinformation or exaggeration. Also, one of my recommendations was to work with the property owner, the new property owner, to come up with a lease. I understand they've presented leases or samples of leases. It was my understanding they've actually presented real leases, but maybe not. I do understand that the rent increases may not be as desired, but it is much better than was originally presented 6 months ago as far as what the rent would be this year. So I think there is some discussions. I am glad to hear that they're working with ACLU. I've suggested that months ago, that they work with attorneys. There's a lot of attorneys out there that will work pro bono on this, and that's really what they need to do, is to sit down with the attorneys and the current property owner and try to come up with a solution. Until they've done that and end up with a roadblock, and then, you know, that would be, to me, the time to come back to us and say, these are the steps we've followed, and this is what we've had happen, and it just seems to keep going very slow on their side, and unfortunately they're the ones suffering. And that's all I've got.